So it's about 1:30 in the morning, literally 24 hours after I hit the deer. New to us fender. Luckily, I got a white one. Got a little bit of damage right there, but for a $10 fender, I'm not exactly complaining. New core support installed. Went ahead. I was at the yard. They had both of these matching headlights off of a 2013 model. I went ahead and grabbed those. They all work. They're actually clearer than the ones that I originally had. So that works. All we've got left to do now is put the rest of the bracing back in. There's two little brace bars that go this way to the upper core support section. Get that back in, and then figure out which one of the two bumper covers we want to use. I don't think we're going to be using this one anymore, because it kind of has some damage right here from the deer. So probably just going to scrap that guy. This is the bumper cover off of the 2013. Hopefully it fits like I think it should. Doesn't look too goofy, but I spent total of $110 for all these parts. That's two headlights, core support, fender, and a bumper cover. And I ended up grabbing a window master switch because the unlock and lock feature wasn't working on ours. Grabbed some other miscellaneous stuff because our local junkyard out here had $25 all you can fit in a bucket. So I did 2 bucket loads, 1 headlight, 1 bucket, 2 headlights. Our second headlight, other bucket. So for the low price of $110, I got this thing put back together. And a few hours of my time in the glorious nighttime where the sun is not shining on my head. So I'll report back as soon as I get this thing a little bit more put together. Well, it is now 2:30 in the morning, and boy, we kind of transformed that front end, but the only bad thing about it is that front bumper and that one are different. And you'll notice the problem. The hood is also different. So looks like I'm gonna be buying a hood. But good thing is I'll have this hood to sell. And yeah, so hopefully we'll make our money back off of it. So that's the only bad part about this, is I'm now having to buy a part that I didn't really need, but to make it look like it should, I'm gonna have to buy that part. Oh my lord, my camera and me, I'm yeah, pretty filthy. I'm gonna wrap this up here in a minute, take my ass to bed, and then I'll pick up all this shit in the morning. But for the most part, it's all back together. So yay me. Not bad. Not bad for a couple hours in the afternoon. Well, middle of the night. So appreciate y'all following along. Don't hit deer. It just ends up costing you money. And well, I couldn't claim insurance because he didn't have any coverage. Deer need to get coverage, because guess what? You can't file. I mean, I could have filed insurance claim if I had full coverage. This vehicle's paid for, so didn't necessarily make sense and or not feasible to make a claim on the insurance for hitting a deer. So out-of-pocket expenses are out-of-pocket expenses. Is what it is. Moral of the story, don't hit deer. Alrighty, so back at you this morning. We've got another rear end on an 08 F250. I'll take you under so you can see what happened to the old one. I think it's bad. Peekaboo! I see you. It's not supposed to make a window. That's not supposed to happen. Now, this one's gonna go a whole lot easier. I'll probably be done by lunch because that one's already prepped out. I've already got the truck up and ready to strip the axle, get the wheels off, start unbolting this axle, get it all apart, and get it dropped. And then I just got to skate this guy underneath, lift him up, get him hung, and get it all back together. I can almost bet I'm going to be done before lunch because much better work environment. I have a roof over my head. I have concrete. And I started at 7 a.m. this morning. So I'm going to set up my time lapse and we'll get after it. messed up the last time lapse. I'll shoot in a little clip of it now, but it was looking at ass into my service truck the whole time. Oops. So I won't ever do another one of these in the gravel. Already in. As you see, that did not take me any time to get located and bolted up. 15 minutes. Done. Now I just got to reassemble, get all the brakes back on, get all the drive shaft hooked up, everything else back in place. Get the e-brake cables in, put all the last little bolts in place, and go for a test drive. I don't know. I literally will never do another one of these in the gravel as long as I live. Yeah. Not much has changed. About to throw the brakes on, drive shafts in. All the brake lines are routed back into their respective housings. That ice is a little funky. I got some of their ice. That's got an interesting flavor. Waiting on a new set of shocks to come in because these are the ones we had and they were making a little chatter, so we'll throw a new set of shocks so that rear end isn't just jumping all over the place. It'll probably be alright with a new set of shocks underneath it. And yeah, so I'm gonna try and set y'all up properly this time so that you can actually watch. My bad.